Have you ever realized that despite having so much money, we see celebrities and very wealthy people like the Ambani family visiting the temple of Tirupati Balaji, Tirumala? It is the Venkateshwar Swamy temple, or we can say avatar of Vishnu in Kali Yuga. Actually, if you really see in Kali Yuga, humanity's biggest problem is resources, funds, wealth. And this makes it of very prime importance. My own family, I have immense respect for this space because I have seen my family go through financial problems and also come out of them because of this particular place of worship. It's no coincidence that it is one of the richest temples in the world. It's no coincidence that the wealthiest people go there. Let me today tell you about some stories which I've heard, my own experiences, which make me a believer in Govinda. When I was a kid, I would see my father, wanting to do these big business deals, and he was coming from a very simple, mediocre, middle class family. But he was a visionary. He wanted to do something phenomenal with his life. And that often asks for some kind of resources to even build a company, grow a company. You need money. And when you come from a middle class background, not enough people are vouching for you. So he was introduced by somebody to Lord Venkateshwara. When he went with this desire to Tirumala, his wish manifested in the form of a big government contract, which in return, when he serviced, he got a lot of money. That money, obviously, he invested in real estate and other things which grew. Jewelry, gold. But he didn't have any money which could grow. What was so special about his trip to Tirumala that changed the whole dynamics of his life? Then when my father passed away, I saw my brother doing the same practices and having the same kind of faith in Lord Venkateshwara. My brother too, very often, used to go to this place, and I would see a direct change in how things started working ahead in his life. I was not much of a believer before that. I used to think, I don't know why everybody's made such a big deal about a temple, It's just a temple. But it's only when I went there for the first time, I realized the immensity of the experience of the idol over there. I was not a believer. I went out of curiosity. Let's see, what's so great about this place. There's something magical about the location of the temple. So I have a scientific mind, always curious, always wanting to know what is the science behind all of this. Because there is always a science. Hinduism is not a religion of any kind of make-believe. It is a scientific religion, I would say, if there is any such thing. So, carefully, thousands of years ago, they picked up a space which naturally has a very high geomagnetic field. And there are many such points on Earth. Right? We've all heard of the Bermuda Triangle. There's something mystical about the Seven Hills, where this temple is. Just being in that space, I felt the energy. I knew there was something special about this place. It's not an ordinary space. And then when you start going up to the temple, first of all, nobody's allowed to build anything in these Seven Hills. Yes, nothing exists except for this temple. Now, when you start going up, you start feeling differently. Naturally happens. When you get to the temple dome, where the space is, everything is so systematic, even when lakhs and lakhs of people are visiting daily. Flawlessly organized. The management of the temple is phenomenal. It's clean. Nobody is pushing anyone. Everything is just so beautifully self-managed that one wonders, how is this achievable at this scale? Daily. Right? Now as you get closer to the deity, something starts happening in your heart, And this is a non-believer like me. Lakhs of people are chanting Govinda, Govinda. The bhakti is something unparalleled. I get goosebumps every time I talk about Govinda. A non-believer like me, who's questioning everything. I started crying the minute I reached close to the idol. They don't let you stand there for too much time. Just a glimpse of that idol. And I was crying. There's nothing, I had no control. I could not stop myself from crying. And these are not clear tears of pain, it's just the immensity of experience when the energy rises to the heart chakra and above. And the only thing that came out is, I want to know you. Don't want money, I don't want anything. I want you. I want to know you. And it's just as if almost after asking this question, the secrets of the deities and this energy of the divine just almost revealed itself to me slowly. And of course, it gave birth to roles of Lakshmi and roles of Vishnu. But there are more stories that I would like to tell all of you. I also donated my hair there, as a lot of people do, out of devotion. It's a sign of giving up your ego. What is the ego? The ego is, we have a separate sense of identity, right? I. And we almost in that I forget that there is a superpower above me. And when the I drops, in whichever way, right? The shaving of the head is symbolic. A huge sense of burden is lifted off. You get a sense of focus, calmness, clarity, and a realization that there is a higher power. That I'm not the be-all and end-all of this world. Just a little tiny little mortal. It's like a wave of abundance that one experiences at the Tirupati Balaji. In all those 7 hills, no flowers can be plucked. No woman is allowed to wear flowers in her hair. All the flowers come from a secret garden in some village. And all those flowers are only used for the Venkateshwar Swamy. Another very amazing thing. The idol is self-manifested. Nobody has planted the idol there. Nobody took the idol there. It was always there. The idol is growing hair. Yes. It is alive. Through rituals for thousands of years, through the science of energy transfer, through the science and through the emotion of devotion. Human. The idol is alive and is still continuing. The hair continues to grow. After the bath, the idol sweats. Every Thursday, when they do a Chandan Abhishekam, just at the heart center is Lakshmi's place. And the Chandan cracks all over the body. The sandalwood paste cracks, right? If anybody applies sandalwood paste, you'll see it'll crack. But in the chest, the entire chunk comes out intact every time without a crack in it. Some things are beyond human logic, and they must be experienced. They must be experimented with if you're not a believer. I would say go there. If not for anything, all people who run businesses and who run companies or a part of a company or a part of a business, see what management looks like. See what efficiency looks like. See what perfection looks like at a grand scale. If not for the Vishnu avatar of Kali Yuga being right there, go there to learn things that you can incorporate in your day-to-day life. How one should live, how one should conduct their life. If not for the deity, if not for the divine mystical magic of abundance, of your wishes coming true, go there to learn something about how immaculate execution there is. And this is what they say, that if Vishnu in Kali Yuga is present at that temple. And yes, I use these practices to manifest abundance. All my students that I teach, so many of them have gone there. They have a connection with Lord Balaji. And it's real, it becomes real. Right now, it's intellectual in your mind as an idea. But once you go there, the bond is formed and nobody will come back disappointed.